Hello, today I am talking to you from Yasha. This is the Mela group at the northern end of Yasha, the twin pyramid complex, where we've just made our ceremony, ready to trek to El Mirador. Make ceremony as you would, before you go on a journey, before you embark on anything. Most important thing is make your offerings. Ask for assistance on your journey. It's like, hey, I didn't know that we could ask for assistance on a journey. Well, why not? Why don't we try? Why don't we use our words? Why don't we make our offerings? What a wonderful way to live our lives, eh? I'm so blessed that this is a possibility for me. Anyhow, it's actually the day Achmach today, Ay Achmach. And because we're going into the jungle, I'm going to make this video a little bit earlier than I would. So rather than making it on 13 Imosh for the Trecena, I'm making it on Ay Ach. And I thought, you know what, I think I might just walk down this calzada. Let me show you. You see this beautiful kind of like road. Well, okay, I mean, you can see this double cart track kind of thing. Okay, yes, there's been vehicles down there. But what you can probably see over on that side, you see right here, there's a curb line. And over on this side, right here, there is a curb line. And this is the ancient Sakbay that joins what's known as the Mala group of pyramids just over here to the central Acropolis down there. So this is like the northern satellite site. And this is actually, the road that joins them together. And this is what I guess, if I was to estimate it, I'm going to say it's about 35 meters wide. If we look down, it's probably about 9 meters down there. And so it is high, it is wide, and back in the day it would have been capped in limestone. That would have been what made it the Sakbay. And that was what people travelled on. That's how, they were able to travel at whatever time of year and not get bogged down in the swamp. And we're still walking on them. Pretty amazing. Anyhow, I was going to talk to you about the Trecena, wasn't I? So the Trecena, a breath of fresh air, new communication, new changes to adapt to as well. Ik brings that change into our life. It teaches us adaptability, because if everything is always the same, we never need to adapt and we become set in our ways, and that's not always good for our evolution anyway, let's say. And so sometimes we need the wind to blow something in that we can change to, that we can go through that transformation process, just as the wind blowing in the Western Highlands in particular brings the rain, brings the sun, brings the dry, brings the wet, brings the growth, brings the harvest. That's what it's all about. So, the Trecena, we're going to begin on the day 1 Ik. Just as the wind comes in, you've got to see these palm leaves up above me. I just mentioned 1 Ik, and here we go. Thank you, How Ik, for showing yourself. How Ik, the breath of fresh air, the new word, new communication, new ways of communicating. Possibly also, if you ever wanted to start learning a new language, 1 Ik would have to be the day for it, right? That could certainly be something that we're looking at, but it's not necessarily just about new language. It could be about new ways of communicating. Perhaps there's something like non-violent communication or something like that you'd always wanted to try. It'd be a good time to be setting out on it. It'd be a good day to be getting your new words out, bringing new words into your vocabulary perhaps. 1 Ik, the beginning of communication. Sometimes also, we hold off from things. Maybe we're a bit shy about speaking to somebody or something like that. And so we choose to hold off. Maybe that's the time to make that leap, as it were, and start that conversation. So, new communication would be a good theme to be working on that day, 1 Ik. From 1 Ik, we then move into 2 Akabal. Now this can be a very polarized day. This is a day which is, kind of like, if we look at Akabal as being the dusk and the dawn, if we see the 2 as being very polarized, it's 1 or 0, it's black or white, it's up or down, it's left or right, it's the 2 ends of the spectrum. And so when we combine that with Akabal, which is already half in the light and half in the dark, we see something which can be very, very polarized as a day. It might be a very, very dark day, it might be a very, very light day. Maybe the things which are hidden in the darkness get brought out into the full light of day. Maybe some things which were out in full view get buried into the darkness. I think that the day 2 Akabal can be very polarizing in many ways. We never know, kind of like, we're going to meet the extremes on 2 Akabal. And so just be aware, kind of like Ik. We're in the Trecena of Ik, and if we think about Ik, that can bring anger sometimes. Sometimes it can bring out our angry word, where we speak before we've thought, as it were. And so if we take that into consideration on that day 2 Akabal, maybe kind of like it's a good idea to evaluate things, which you might see as very, very light or very, very dark, before we decide to get angry about them, or before we start to get our voices out about them. From 2 Akabal, we then move into 3 Cat. So Cat, the Nawal of the carrying net. Cat, the Nawal of the abundance, like multiplication of things that we catch in our net. We see it there with the number 3. The number 3 representing our inner world. The number 3 representing our house, our home. The number 3 gives us the opportunity to look inside. The number 3, kind of like we are looking at what's going on within us. And with Cat, it's about what we're holding on to. What do we hold dear to our heart? What should we hold dear to our heart? Maybe that's a good question to be asking on 3 Cat. Because it's about looking within to see what you're holding on to and what you're ready to let go of. This is, of course, a really important day. A really important day to be working with those kind of issues. Because Cat can tie you up in knots. Cat can be, kind of like it's not just about the net that you're collecting your abundance with. It's the net that you might get caught in as well. And maybe you're catching yourself. Maybe that which you've attached to, maybe that which you held so dear for so long deeply within you, is actually that which holds you and stops you from moving forwards. Maybe that breath of fresh air helps you to look within yourself and see what you no longer need to be carrying in your net. So 3 Cat could be a good day for, yes, home clearance, let's say, to look through, kind of like your home and see what's no longer relevant. Might also be a good day to be looking through your heart and seeing what's no longer relevant. From 3 Cat, we then move into 4 Can. Can, the Nawal of the serpent, the Nawal of wisdom. And the number 4, well, represents this down to earth, isn't it? It's the physical material realm. So if we have 4 Can, the words that I want to associate with 4 Can are common sense. It is wisdom in the physical plane. It is wisdom that can be applied, well, rather than just, kind of like some metaphysical haze that we might go off into, some unachievable ideal. 4 Can is bringing that wisdom into the physical world. As I say, common sense is the phrase that I would associate with the Nawal 4 Can. And so it's a day to get that common sense out there, to use it to help us to understand what's going on in our world, 4 can also be very much to do, you know, kind of like can be seen about seeing through illusions. And those illusions that are put into us by what's going on in the world, whether it might be through politicians, however it might be, that common sense helps us to see through to the truth. So it's a great day for getting that common sense out into the world and for applying your common sense, you know, kind of like, can you use your ability to communicate, your new communication, the new words that you get out there, make them common sense words, help them, you know, to create something which can actually be of use in the world. From 4 can, we then go into 5 kame. So kame, the nawal of death. Kame, the nawal of the ancestors. Kame, helping us to face our fears as we go through them. And here we see it connected with the number 5, the number which represents work, that represents the hand, that represents having to put our energy into things. So 5 kame can very much be seen as a day of putting our energy into facing our fears, putting our energy into transformation, because kame is all about transformation as well. And so, you know, that transformation is not going to happen without a little bit of effort on our part. That transformation is not going to happen unless we put our work into it. And 5 kame gives us the opportunity to do just that. So when that opportunity comes around to, like I say, put your effort into your transformation, then it's something you should grab with both hands, even though it might be a bit of a challenge, of course, because these are things, you know, kame is about overcoming our fears, and our fears are not always the things that we want to like rush headlong into. From 5 kame, we're then going into 6 kirch. Kirch, the nawal of the wilderness. Kirch, the nawal of the forest, the jungle, the nawal of the animals and the deer. And here with the number 6, the number of stability. Now, 6 kirch should be a really good day. It's a good day to stabilize your wisdom. It's a good day to get out into, you know, kind of like into the wild and go through that practice. Perhaps if you've become stubborn, or perhaps if you've become determined, you know, this is a day to kind of like work that out. Work out your stubbornness, work out your determination. The wilderness will help you to do that. It will help you to show you how nature works. So for me, 6 kirch is a great day to bring in that stability. So I thought I'd continue this video at the top of the pyramid. There we go. If we look across, this is the northern acropolis at Yasha, and I was speaking with you about 6 kirch all the way down there, just in that little bit there. Now, interestingly enough, I talk about the top of the pyramid in relationship to the 7, and of course I've come up here to talk about 7 anil. And in this Trecena of Ig, it's actually very windy up here, so maybe it's going to interfere with the sound. Maybe I'll have to go back down a little bit. So, anil representing ripening, anil representing yellowing, coming to perfection. Ahau anil, we ask for our crops to be ripened. We ask for that which we planted to be brought to full abundance. And so Ahau anil is a great day of bringing things to their ripeness, bringing things to their finality. And here we see it with the number 7. Well, the number 7 can be a very final number as well. And so the 7 anil we could see as being the final ripening. We could see it as representing coming to the conclusion of the ripening process. So it's a great day to ask or to bring that which you wish to ripen to its conclusion. What does bring you joy? What does bring you abundance? What projects or plans are you ready to bring to their conclusion? Because 7th Anil might be the just perfect day for it. So, from 7th Anil, we then move to 8 Toch. 8 Toch, well, Toch, the Nawal of service, the Nawal of payment. Toch, the Nawal of giving something back. So if we've received our abundance on 7th Anil, on 8 Toch, this is where we make our ceremony to pay back. Toch days are always good days for service, they're always good days for paying off debts. And this 8 Toch, well, that's actually like the ceremonial day to pay off the debt. That's what it's here to do. So a wonderful thing to do to pay off your debts. Make your ceremony and do what you need to do to redress the balance, whether it's acting in service, being of service to the people around you, helping to use that to pay off whatever debts you might have. 8 Toch is the day to do it. From 8 Toch, we then move into 9 Tzi. So Tzi, the Nawal of faith and loyalty and justice and law. Tzi, the Nawal of guidance, the one with the good nose, but also the one of the vices, the one who might lead us astray from time to time. So Tzi, I also talk about being the Nawal of temptation. And here we see it with the number 9 representing life, and we see the 9 Tzi. This is also about justice, right? This is about making sure that the right things happen, that we follow our guidance in life, that we manage to overcome those temptations that life puts in front of us so that we can follow the path that we were originally guided on. It's about using our senses, following, trusting our instincts in life. And maybe that number 9 will come up, or the 9 Tzi rather will come up, and it helped us remember to trust our instincts in life. You know, if that's what we're supposed to have faith in, if that's what we're supposed to be guided by, that's what we should work with. So 9 Tzi may bring situations where you need to learn to trust your instincts. You need to work on that. From 9 Tzi, we then move into 10 Bats. So what a wonderful day for a community art project. We've got Bats, the Nawal of creativity. We've got Bats, the Nawal of weaving, combined with the number 10. The number 10 representing community, which I usually shake my own hand in this moment, but I can't do that, otherwise I'll drop my phone. So, we see the two hands coming together. What a wonderful day for a community art project. Well, that's what I would think anyway. That's what I would suggest would be a fantastic use of this day. Get creative with your community. Get your creation out into your community. How can you cooperate with each other in order to create, to bring beauty into the world? That's something that I would suggest looking into on the day 10 Bats. From 10 Bats, we then move to 11 Well, the Nawal of the path, the Nawal of the road. The Nawal of the journey. And here with the number 11, well, that might suggest that we don't know quite where we're going to go next. Because 11 can be very much seen as highly creative, but also in some ways kind of indecisive. It's not sure where it's going, it's not sure the way it's going, or any of that kind of thing. It just wakes up and knows which direction it's going to go. Now, when you introduce that to the Nawal which is already the explorer, then it may be a very, very spontaneous day. A day of spontaneous journeys, a day of spontaneous movement. You wake up, you decide, you follow your intuition with where you've got to go. Now, again, it's hardly a surprise that it's in the Trecena, being as it's, Ik spontaneously changes direction and takes us a different way. And that 11 has all the spontaneity of the wanderer. So who knows which way it's going. Pay attention to, kind of like what you are sensing. Pay attention to your dreams, kind of like which way do your dreams want to take you when you wake up on 11 Er, because it's, it's a spontaneous journey. From 11 Er, we then go into 12 Ach. So Er, the journey, the traveller, Ach, the home, staying at home, okay? The harmony, the community. And so this is where we're kind of like looking at it from the point of view of like, how can we introduce harmony into our home and community? And we see it there with the number 12, which is all about bringing in our life experience. So what life experience have you got that can bring harmony to your community? Maybe there's an issue that needs addressing in your community right now. Maybe something has come up that needs to be looked at. 12 Ach, maybe the day where you are the one with the experience. What we need, sometimes, we might have experience, we might have seen what's going wrong for a long time, and we might have had the experience of how to fix it, but we also need the courage to stand up and do something about it. And that's what Ach brings. It brings the spinal column, it brings the ability to stand up straight and tall, put our shoulders back, stick our chest out, be brave and say what needs to be said in order to bring harmony. That's what our life experience can help us with. Okay? And then finally, we end up on 13 Ish. So Ish, well, what a place to be talking about Ish. In this sacred site, in this amazing place of altars and shrines. We've just made our ceremony, as I said, on that down at the Mala complex, and now here we are on this pyramid complex, connecting with the magic of the place, connecting with the spirit of Mother Earth through this site. So thank you, Achal Ish, for giving us this opportunity. Now, in 13 Ish, we're seeing it connected with the number which represents spirit, the number which represents the ancestors. So, like visiting an ancestral site, visiting a sacred ancestral site on the day 13 Ish may be an extremely useful way of like performing on the day, as it were. An extremely useful task for the day, I guess I should say. It's that connection with the spirit realm and the connection with Mother Earth. And they're putting it together in the same way. We might ask, how did our ancestors connect with Mother Earth? We might ask, what way can spirit guide me to a closer connection with Mother Earth? What can I do for Mother Earth? How can I help her? All of those things might become very apparent on that day, 13 Ish. And if you have the opportunity to visit a site, I'd heartily recommend Yasha. I absolutely love it here, even if you have to get here by boat now. But yeah, kind of like try to engage with a local sacred site, if you have one local to you, and go and ask the spirit, what can I do to help Mother Earth? So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm sorry if it's been a bit like wobbly or whatever it might be. And I'll speak with you in 13 days' time for the Trecena of Tsikin. Thank you.